Welcome back to the channel. I am the Zote, or Zach of all trades, and we're back with our turducken. In this pan, I have a turkey, a duck, a hen. Over on this side of the table, I've got my stuffing that I'm going to stuff this thing with, my butcher's twine and needle to sew it back up. We're going to put it together so that tomorrow morning, bright and early, we can stick it on the smoker and make ourselves a Thanksgiving dinner. We've got the turkey. So we've had this dry brining in the fridge for 3 days. We'd started this process Sunday. It is now Wednesday night, and there we go. We've got our turkey out of the wrap. We'll lay that one out here. Now in this bucket right here, I have stuffing. So I'm going to dig right into the stuffing, pull it out, and start packing it in. And you're just going to pack it in kind of between the layers. It's not an exact science on where it goes. You just want to give yourself a couple of good layers of this. So now I come over here, but I'm going to grab the duck now. Man, who wrapped these up? They used a lot of saran wrap. There we go. Here's our friend, the duck, right here. You pack it in like that. I'm not packing too much down here, and you'll see why as we get closer to the end of this video, putting it back together. Is you're gonna layering this thing in with some delicious meats. There's our chicken right there. Then we take the last of this. Right there. So first off, I'm going to take my string, and I'm going to make several lengths of string. These are about 3-4 feet long. They don't need to be that long. So now we take it, and we're going to fold this back over like this. Now, I'm going to take one of my pieces of string. As I was cutting my turducken last year, I realized I was having to watch out where I'd left those needles in the bottom side of this turkey. And I didn't want to do that this year. So I'm trying a different method where you use a sewing needle. You can see that. It's just threaded through there. You grab lots of that skin, pull that forward, and you want to get a good inch or so away from the edge of your turkey skin. There we go. Up on this side of the bird, I've got its neck, and on this side, I've got the other end. But I need to sew those up as well, because I don't want my bird falling apart. So you got to do the same thing. I got to reach down in here. I got to get this thing closed up. I got to sew up this end, otherwise if I push it up, push it back in that end, it's just going to come out this side. So I got to sew this thing back up. And again, I am just tying simple knots. I am not doing anything super crazy because it doesn't matter. This is going to be, when I'm done, this is the bottom side of the bird. I'm flipping it over. I'm tying the legs up. I'm doing all this other stuff on the other side of the bird. So it is a-okay. So I know a lot of people have been hearing Thanksgiving jokes lately. Why didn't the turducken eat Thanksgiving dinner? Because it was already stuffed. All right, now I'm going to very carefully flip him over like so. So this side here clearly got a little bit split during all of the cutting and deboning from our last adventure, but we'll just sew that up and it'll all be good. We've got ourselves a bird that looks kind of like a bird again. Before we call this thing done, there is a couple more pieces we got to do. One of these is we're going to tie these legs up so they kind of stick together and keep their form. We'll add some more to that here in a second. This string, we're going to wrap it through here. We're going to lay that across the bird this way. There we have it. We have ourselves a turducken, but we are not done. Our next step here in just a moment, we're going to clean up our workspace a little bit, and we're going to lay down some bacon on this bad boy. Get ourselves a nice bacon suit. All right, we'll be right back. Welcome back. Not that you went really far, because this is all in the same video. Right now, I have myself 5 pounds of bacon. I don't know if I'm going to be using it all, but I've got 5 pounds of bacon that we are going to be putting on this bird and making a suit for it. We want it to look nice, be all dressed up for Thanksgiving. I know I'm going to need the big packet, so I'm going to start that one. Now, this is a hickory smoked bacon, so I'm going to see if I can do this like I did last year. Last year, I made a lattice work of bacon. Some of you may be saying, Zote, that's too much bacon. What are you doing? I contend with you good people that there is no such thing as too much bacon. At least when it comes to cooking. You might have a limit on how much you can eat, but when you're wrapping a turducken up, there's not really a hard limit on how much bacon you should put on there. Look at that. 1 pack of bacon is going to cover this whole thing. All right, I got myself a bacon-wrapped turducken. We're going to put it back in the fridge. I'll be waking up at about 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. We'll see you again bright and early in the morning as we throw this thing on the Traeger for a 10-hour smoke. All right, guys, it's 4:30 in the morning, and I got my Traeger fired up, and the turkey out here getting ready, my turducken getting ready to put it back on the grill. Not back on, hasn't been on there yet. It's on the grill for the first time. They're about to meet and get it smoked. I want this thing to go for the thickest part of the meat, so right there all the way in, on both the turkey and the duck, all the way to the center. Plug that in right here. There you go. So here's my probe alarm. I can set this. I'll probably get it up to about 140, and then I will open this back up. I'll put some cranberry and lemon juice in it, and I'll slide that in here too, and I'll set that in. Let's just add a little bit of moisture back in. I'll turn that temperature up. It's at 225 right now, which is kind of the highest I get to set this particular model Traeger and still get a decent smoke ring on it. If I go higher than that, I start losing the smoke. I get the heat, but not necessarily the smoke. So I set it at 225. I'll leave it there for a few hours, and then I'll turn it up to a higher temperature and add that liquid in there. I'll see you back here in a few hours. Hello friends, it is 9:30. So this thing has been on the Traeger for 5 hours. We can tell that it's been going really, really well, because if we look down here, you can see all that bacon. You can tell it was clean when it first went in. It's all juices, delicious, delicious juices. And then over here, we see that we're still at 225-ish. The probe is up to 118 degrees already. This is doing pretty good. Might have to turn that down just a hair. We're gonna check it with another one. Oh, snap. Look at that, that bacon's starting to crisp up right there. Look at that. All right, so I'm gonna stick this probe right in here, dig it in deep. That says about 109. Different temperatures in different places on a big piece of meat like this. And you want to check multiple places and find out what that temperature actually is. We're going to close this back up. Now the nice thing with this grill is that I can control it from my phone. So I can turn down the temperature on my phone. So I'm going to actually, just by hand because I'm sitting here, I'm going to turn this down to about 210, and then you push the button there to set it. So it's going to drop the temperature a little bit. Here in a couple hours, I will be turning it up to 325 to get that final push. So we'll see. All right, one last update before we get to Thanksgiving time, dinner time. So as you can see here, that is the grease bucket, and it is much fuller than it used to be. So I'm gonna come over here. We're gonna look at the temperature. It says the probe says 147 with a goal of 160, but remember, and I turned it down, by the way. I just looking at it, it was cooking a little bit fast. I turned it down to 185. It's gonna help keep that temperature going without cooking it too soon. So now we're gonna take a look at it. That is the beautiful bird right there. And we're gonna take our thermometer, just like we did last time, right down in the middle. And that says 138. That says 147. So I'm almost 10 degrees off with my external or my probe thermometer. That's good to know. It's time to kick this up a notch. I'm going to take some cranberry juice. I'm going to put it in a little tray. I'm going to put it right here on the side to kind of add some moisture back to the smoke. I'm going to turn this up to about 325. There we go. Get it in time for dinner. I'll show you the final product, the reveal. All right, so our bird is up to temperature. We are going to open the, oh man, that looks good. So you can see here, this is that tray that I put in there with a little bit of juice. Most of that's been cooked off. It's helped keep this a little bit moist. It is now time to transfer the bird to the pan. Careful, it's gonna be hot. Yeah, I'm gonna need Wilhelmina. When is a pizza paddle not a pizza paddle? When it's a turkey paddle. Oh, there we go. So, as always, one of the risks you run cooking things directly on the grill is that you lose some things directly on the grill. The advantage to this, however, is you get pre-shredded meat that conveniently you can peel off a piece and taste. Oh, that's going to be a good bird. I'm going to transfer this to this table right here. I wrap these sides up. Throw another piece over the top. We want that heat to kind of be retained for a little bit to the last of the internal cooking on it. We are going to open this up for the reveal. Ooh, there we go. We're going to slice this rope because this one we know we can pull out. There you go. That is our turducken. These drumsticks just fall right off. There's the other one. Look at that. And we'll do one slice right here, and we can see all the layers. Wait a minute. I forgot I had to take off the wings. Not going to get very far slicing there. But again, these just pull right out because there's nothing attaching these bones. All right. And as we open this up, I'll just tip this back. We can see we have a layer. There's our layer of chicken. Our duck is the darker meat. And our turkey right here. So on this side, you can see we got turkey, the duck, and then the chicken right here in the center. This epic saga is over. We have gone from 3 separate beasts to one culinary creation. It will be delicious. Until next time, this is the Zote.